But how come you decided to write? Because I have so many books written about the subject.
In 1997, the New York Times magazine sent me to interview Paul McCartney when he was knighted. And during that interview, he dropped a bombshell. He confessed to me that the Beatles had made up about 50% of their history. And they did it to protect their wives and their girlfriends and their family members from some of the darker side of the Beatles story. Well, that's all I had to hear, you know. Also, he told me that they had told that story so many times for so many years that even he didn't know what was true or what was not true anymore. And that every book that had ever been written about the Beatles was embroidered, knitted from that very first myth. So here you have 1,000 books of, you know, something that's only partially true. And I felt that I had to set the record straight. I was also writing this at an advantageous time. Paul had just been knighted. He had turned 60. His wife, Linda, was still alive, and when I asked him how she was, he went, "Great, just great." But she would be dead in 2 weeks, a few weeks, and he knew that. And I think he was already mourning. And he felt that, he felt perhaps his own mortality for the first time. And so when I said that we have to set the record straight, I think that it was in an advantageous time, when everybody was just edging into their 60s, and got a sense that if they didn't do it now, they might not have time to do it later. And before you knew it, George Harrison was dead as well.
And is it for you, is this the ultimate biography?
Well, you know...
Or do you think some other details... I mean, have you been able to... Are there any secrets left for you? Secrets?
Well, there are plenty of secrets. There are things that I chose not to include in this book. There were things told...
Name me one.
No,
Come
I can't
on.
do that. There were things told to me about the Beatles that happened to every rock group on the road. You know, having traveled with Bruce Springsteen and traveled with a lot of other bands, you see things on the road that, that young boys do when they get out and they have thousands of girls lining up at the stage door every night. If I wanted to write that kind of a book, you know, I could have written that kind of a book. I wanted something that was a more solid story, something that gave you an accurate picture about the band without drawing away from the main interest of the story. And truthfully, there was a lot more to say about the Beatles. I had originally written a manuscript that was 2,800 pages long. Now this book is only 950 pages, so we lost, you know, we lost 1,500 pages somewhere of great stories, great material. And a lot of those stories were eyewitness accounts of, you know, being on the road with the Beatles, other musicians interacting with them, playing with them, writing with them, talking to them. We lost a lot of great stories, but I feel that this book is a very solid, will give you a very solid picture of the Beatles. Was there a lot I didn't get? Sure, there was a lot. I wasn't able to talk to Ringo because his manager wanted to be paid a lot of money for it, and I chose not to pay my sources. And there were a lot of other people who decided not to talk. There was a lot to be said about the Beatles. But I don't know if you want to read that much about the Beatles. I think there's just enough in this book.
Okay. So no part 2 then?
No part 2. I have said all I am ever going to say about the Beatles in this book.
Okay.